Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another amazing episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. I'm your host, that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching. Where's he going next? Nobody knows. Three continents down, three more to go. No cap, straight facts. The worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. But it's not about me. You see, what we're going to talk about tonight is WWE Payback, which is actually going to be tomorrow, September 2nd. We got six great matches that we're going to talk about. But before we get into that, we have two special guests with us, two special guest panelists, two two guests that if you've actually been following us, you'll actually be familiar with them. So with that being said, the first guest we have is a man who is actually an enthusiastic wrestling fan. He's actually a part of the group, the Global Wrestling family. They're making a name for themselves here in New York. Pretty soon, the whole tri-state area. Pretty soon, the whole nation, the whole world. Because come on, it's in their name, global. So it's bound to happen. Everybody, welcome to the show, Hitman. And our second guest panelist tonight is one of the most hilarious wrestling content creators that I've ever seen. Every time this man puts up a video, he always has me cracking up. Everybody, welcome to the show, Henny Wrestling. Gentlemen, how y'all doing tonight?
Very good, very good. Still a little boat lag. I just came back from vacation.
I
I
saw
was
that,
on a
man.
cruise. Yeah, I was on a cruise for like 8 days, so
This man
still a little
was
boat lag.
this man was living his best life,
Yes,
not
That's
sir.
going
right.
back and forth with you ninjas. Shoot.
Absolutely.
I wish I could go on a boat ride, man. But hopefully September, everything is. I got some vacation coming up, so hopefully, and I'm not gonna go on a boat ride, but hopefully, I'll be going somewhere, maybe Seattle or California or somewhere, New Orleans.
That's a vacation
Yeah.
right there.
Or New Orleans?
Yeah, that's a vacation, man. Anything outside of the tri-borough is a vacation. So, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, definitely. But or maybe I'll go to DR, man. Henny, you know any good spots in DR, man? I heard
Man,
Punta
that's a
Cana's
big
popping, man.
that's a big spot. You can go to
Shoot.
Santiago, Punta Cana, Boca Chica, Puerto Plata.
I might go and dance to some Aventura, man.
To try to go to the good spots. Don't try to go to the bad spots. We
Nah,
want you alive.
yeah, yeah,
brother,
yeah. You don't want
I'm just trying to go to where the tourists are, and that's the times where people actually mistaking me for being Dominican, so they might say, "Nah, man, you ain't going back to America. You staying here."
I hear you, brother.
But yeah, so yeah, man. Hey, WWE Payback, man. How do y'all feel about this card, man?
I think it's payback. I mean, it's a B show pay per view. I mean, you can get excited for it. I think some of the matches on the card are pretty good. For me, I'm looking forward to seeing, the Shinsuke versus Rollins match. But other than that, it's just a simple B show pay per view.
Okay, all right. Um, I think we just lost Henny. But man, six matches, man. Six matches. It's crazy. Like we just talked about Tony Khan, and like I said, we're not trying to bash AEW, but we
All right, can
talked
I?
about 11 matches with AEW, and that was a pretty good pay per view. But now WWE is giving us six, so it'll be interesting to see how this card plays out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Um.
absolutely.
All right. So the question you mentioned, how do I feel about the pay per view? Sorry about the background noise and stuff. Um, it feels underwhelmed. because we're coming off from SummerSlam, so it does feel the show feels underwhelming. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to how they're gonna run this pay-per-view, because 9 times out of 10, when a pay-per-view it be underwhelming, it be one of the best shows of the year. So I'm definitely looking forward to see how they're gonna run this show from the beginning till the end.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's gonna knock it out the park. I got a feeling we might see a surprise or two, but if Triple H is the one behind this, we're gonna be in for a great show. All right. So with that being said, and if you ask me, I think every match has had a pretty good build up. No match has been left, you know, neglected. Every match has been given a fair amount of build up, and there's excitement behind each one. All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go. So for those of you watching that are not new to this, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go around the room. I'm gonna go through I'm gonna go through each match. I'm gonna go around the room and I'm gonna ask everybody here who they think is gonna win, who's gonna lose, and whatnot. Also, why they think they're gonna lose and whatnot, what may happen, and at the end of it all, I'm gonna ask them if they have any general predictions and so on. So with that being said, the first match that we have is a steel cage match, and man, this feud has been building up. We have the man, Becky Lynch, going up against WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus. Hitman, who you got for this?
Hmm. I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch. I don't know why, but I feel like maybe at some point, you know what I'm saying? Because Trish Stratus right now has Zoe Stark in a corner, and there's going to be some type of interference somehow, some way. I feel like um, there's going to be somebody that's going to kind of like push Zoe Stark out the way. And I wouldn't be too surprised if maybe they might try to insert Lita in there somehow. That would be cool. But I think for the match, I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch.
Okay. Henny, how about you? Who you got?
I'm gonna be like Peter Griffin. Oh my God, who the hell cares? I really don't care about this match. I really don't. I really don't care. I'm rolling with Becky. I don't think this is gonna hurt Trish at all. I really didn't care about this storyline in the first place. I feel like it's a drag, in my opinion. Some people like it. This is just me. I'm rolling for Becky Lynch to win this match.
Okay. Honestly, I think Becky Lynch is gonna pull this off. This feud has gone on too long now. It's been dragged out. She's beaten. What's her face? I forgot what her name is.
Zoe Stark.
Zoe Stark. I almost called her by her indie name Lacey, but she's beaten Zoe Stark. There's nothing else. Hitman, you might be right. I mean, it would be cool if they insert Lita into this somehow, but I think it's gonna be Becky Lynch to for the win. I can't see it going
Yeah,
any other way.
absolutely. My thing is that why didn't they put this in the SummerSlam match? When it probably could have been cared about the most. I have to agree with both of you guys. I feel like it's been dragged out, and it's to a point where I don't really care.
Yeah, I would have cared about this if it were Lita and Trish as the heels, picking on the new generation of talent. I would have cared about it if it was that. But now it's like the way they had Trish go, like to me, this just didn't do it for me, you know. But who knows? Maybe they'll actually maybe they'll actually surprise with something. Who knows? But yeah, it
Maybe.
definitely should have gone on SummerSlam. And but then again, at the same time, a lot of those, you know what? Looking at the SummerSlam card, maybe they should have taken off that Shayna Baszler Ronda Rousey match.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
mid.
Yeah.
That,
Straight mid.
no offense to women's wrestling, ladies. Don't crucify me, but that match just wasn't it, man. Like in
Yeah, you
my
got to call a
opinion,
spade a spade.
if I had to choose worst women's match, it would have been. And don't get me wrong, Shayna Baszler to me is a great talent, but her and Ronda Rousey, that match just was not it. There you
Not
go.
at all.
Nah, that should have been a fight
But
pit. That should not be an MMA. That should have been a fight pit.
yeah, there you go. It should have been a fight pit.
Maybe
Yeah.
what I think they could have done is, kind of, yeah, like a fight pit. Or maybe something, similar to like what Ken Shamrock was doing with Owen Hart at
Yes.
SummerSlam, or
Yep.
Steve Blackman, at SummerSlam, and have that, that Lions Den match or something. Something that suits their characters, which is being, MMA, trained and stuff like that. But they didn't seize the opportunity.
We will see how this match goes with Becky Lynch and Trish, but this should have been SummerSlam and that was it. This is my opinion. Um, but let's see. So and Bobby Scarola, my good friend from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. You say Trish will pull it out somehow, and you also said I don't agree with you. It doesn't matter if you agree. Nah, I'm just kidding, Bobby. Nah. Hey, it is what it is, man. Who knows? Maybe Trish might win, but then again, what sense would that make? You know.
Yeah.
So the next match we have is a Steel City Street fight for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship, and we'll be having the team of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, good friends, better enemies, going up against the Judgment Day, which is a combination of Finn Balor and Damian Priest. On a side note, I really gotta get those that one of those fight together T-shirts. That was pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah. Um. Damn, Bobby, you're already out the gate tonight, man. Sammy and Kit. Okay, that's cool. Hitman, who you got for this one, man?
Well, I could see it going a couple of ways. The thing is that in most cases, I don't know. To me, I feel like in some B shows that that Henny was saying that are underwhelming. Sometimes in shows like these, they don't always have title changes. At least no major title changes, like like a heavyweight title or something like that, or a women's title. The thing is that after watching Monday Night Raw and seeing how like Rhea was like, listen, if you guys don't come home with the gold, there's gonna be some changes. Interesting to see how that would go. I don't see them splitting up the Judgment Day anytime soon. So I'm gonna go with Finn and Damian Priest, or send your Money in the Bank for the win.
Okay. Henry, how about you? Who you got?
As much as I love Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I think it's time for them to drop the belt. I feel like they haven't done anything other than the match they had with Roman and Solo Sikoa. I don't think it's their fault. The way they was like defending the belts and stuff. I don't think it's their fault. But at the same time, I feel like the belt is holding hostage. So I'm rolling with Finn Balor and Damian Priest to dethrone these two guys. I'm disappointed how they booked Owens and Sami Zayn. If they were injured, then hey, I didn't know that. But the way they treated Owens and Sami Zayn after they won the tag team titles, I felt like that was straight up disrespectful. You don't disrespect two guys that pay their dues and willing to stay, because they could have gone to AEW easy after their contract was done. But for them to stay there and then, have that crazy moment at WrestleMania Hollywood, and then only have one good title defense against Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. I felt like that was. I don't know how much title defense they had after that, but I feel like that was straight up disrespectful. And I think it's time for them to drop the belts if they're not gonna have them do anything. And I felt bad for Sammy because Sammy had a crazy momentum with the bloodline, and then all of a sudden to see him not do anything, I just feel like it's disrespectful. It's time for them to drop the belts.
So I'm gonna say this. Um, man, this is a tough one because you know what? I'm gonna go with my good friend Bobby. I'm gonna roll with him and say Sammy and KO are gonna retain, and this is gonna further um cause a rift in the Judgment Day. For some reason, I could see Damian Priest getting kicked out, and JD McDonough joining them. But at the same time, it could be Finn getting kicked out and JD McDonough being in. It
That's
could
true.
be it could be a swerve.
Yeah, definitely. Because as you can see, they kind of like staying away from JD, and now it's like, you never know. They might come out of nowhere and then be like, you know what? Well, we're done with you and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, even though Damian Priest, even if they lose, Damian Priest might not have any gold, but he has an opportunity with the briefcase. So maybe
Hmm.
they might part ways with Balor. But I mean, I think as a whole for Judgment Day, I don't think they're going to split up. At least not anytime soon.
For some reason, the way I see Judgment Day being what the Four Horsemen or even Bullet Club today are like a stable that's gonna stay, but it's gonna have interchanging members.
Yes.
I could see that. But damn, if Finn gets kicked out, this gonna be like the second group he got kicked out of, man. First it was Bullet Club, which he actually created. Now it's gonna be this. Like, geez, man. Hey,
It is what it is.
Yeah.
yeah. But although if that does happen, if Finn Balor does happen to get kicked out, what I would like for Judgment Day to do is add one more member. Add if they're gonna add JD McDonough, add another member and go up against Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and the Good Brothers. That would be something I'm down to see.
Not a bad
Preferably at
idea.
Survivor Series. You know, BCOG versus versus Judgment Day.
That's
Yeah,
not a
that would
bad
be a good
idea.
one. Yeah. You know what? It would be even better if it was in a War Games match.
Yeah, War Games, but they haven't mentioned that yet.
That'd be
No,
good.
I
It's
don't think
gonna
it's going to
happen.
happen.
Mid.
But we don't know. We don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for that. But they gotta build those guys better, man. Like what happened to Imperium? What you got Imperium, you got so many other tag teams, like you got Pretty Deadly. What happened? They got in a shot. Have they gotten a shot? You know?
I think it's Kit Wilson or something like that that got injured. He injured his arm. I think he's out for like 6 months. So he
Okay.
can't really do much. But,
You
you
have
got the Alpha Academy.
you have the New Day, you have apparently Grayson Waller and what's his
Austin
face?
Theory.
Austin Theory. Like there's
You,
so
you,
many. They just gotta build, man. They gotta and I hope it's not Vince behind this tag team thing because I heard Vince doesn't like tag team wrestling, which
yeah, I
I
think that
don't know
might
what
potentially
that's.
be it.
What he doesn't like.
Yeah, exactly. Um, there. I think the depths of tag teams now versus the depth of tag teams back in the ruthless aggression era is completely different. I mean, you had so many great tag teams, back then, like the Los Guerreros and Guerreros, the Basham Brothers. You had the
Oh
world's
yeah, greatest tag
greatest
team.
tag team. You know what I'm saying? You had so many good tag teams, and even some decent tag teams and stuff like that. Eminem was good. But unfortunately, it just seems like they're kind of like trying to shut down tag team wrestling.
Nah.
And it's unfortunate for KO and Sammy because their tag team reign has been pretty stale. You know,
Oh, Bobby Scola actually just reminded us. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Yeah.
yes, but you know what? Maybe I should change my answer. Maybe I might just go with KO and Sammy. Maybe the
Okay.
Street Profits may be the ones to take the titles off of them.
Yeah, I'm down for that. But I think they should
Yes, I'm
really
gonna
and
change
truly
my
bring
answer.
back MVP though. MVP would be good for that group. I think so.
I think that could happen. You know what I think will happen? I think if they go up and become, title contenders, and they're in the process of taking the titles off of Sammy and KO, maybe MVP might be the person to interfere and help out and establish himself as the official manager of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 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 Bobby. Yeah, you're right. He's with almost, but almost could probably come along too. Hey, why not?
He's not doing nothing anyway.
You
Nah,
might as well give him something to do.
bring Ricochet or Hayes to the group.
Nah, Hayes got to go through that feud with what's his face.
Or
You know
Trick.
who he's gonna have to feud with? Trick Williams. He has to feud Trick Williams first. So the next match we have is a singles match for the women's world championship. They call it that? No, this the Raw Women. All right, Women's World Championship. It's going to be the defending champion Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. Um, Hitman, who you got for this one?
I mean, not Raquel. I'm going for Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's gonna win. Rhea Ripley's gonna win. I can't really say much except for the fact that there'll be some type of some distraction from Dirty Dom, and Rhea's gonna is gonna beat her real quick, and Raquel just be staring at the lights, 1, 2, 3, and that's it.
Okay. Penny, how about you?
All right. I mean, you guys follow me. You guys follow me on Instagram, but
Yes.
if Hunter can hear me some way somehow, I need Raquel Gonzalez on the main roster. I need that version of Raquel that when she became champion, no one could have touched her. I need that Raquel back in the main roster. For my pick, I'm rolling with Rhea Ripley. I don't think that belt is leaving anytime soon, especially the momentum she is carrying with Judgment Day and all the things. I don't think that belt is leaving anytime soon. And I'm so happy to see Rhea Ripley where she was at the time that I met her before the pandemic to where she is now. I'm so proud of her. I know I'm dragging, I'm talking and stuff, but I'm rolling with Rhea Ripley. I don't think that belt is leaving anytime soon, and I do believe this is a redemption from the loss she took at or with the last woman standing in NXT. So that right there, we'll probably have 1-1 with this rivalry.
So me, I'm gonna go with Rhea Ripley. I'm gonna be honest. Raquel, just saying it. To me, she lacks the enthusiasm. And don't get me wrong, she has the look, but she doesn't have the charisma. I just don't think it's there. Um, I've met her before. I offered to shake her because I normally shake the wrestlers' hands whenever I see them, and I say great work, and she looked at me like I was like beneath her. So I'm like, okay, I guess that's her. But that's neither here nor there. I just don't think that I don't think that she's there. You know, she has to do a lot of work. I mean, don't get me wrong. As an athlete, I'm sure she's really good, but as like charisma wise, they better either work on that with her or get her a manager fast because she's just dry, man. I mean, pause, but she's just dry, like in personality wise. You know. Um, what else? What else was I gonna say? Oh, and another thing. Some of her Henny, no offense to your community, the Latino community, Mike. I mean, Hitman, you too. But apparently, there are some people in the Latino community that do not like her.
Cause they mid.
They don't care for Raquel. I'm like, what? Like, they're like, yeah. Like one girl told me who shall remain nameless. You know, she doesn't like her because of, I'm not going to mention the political affiliation, but she doesn't like her because of the political affiliation that she chose. So
What's the politics has to do with her work in the ring?
that's what I want to
Absolutely
know.
nothing.
But I guess it was like she felt like it was like a betrayal. So, and then one other person didn't like her because she said that she's the first Mexican female in WWE, and they were like, "Well, what about Melina?" So
Wait, I
it's
thought Melina was
wild.
Puerto Rican.
I thought Melina was Mexican. I don't
Uh,
know.
Wait, what?
I think Melina is Puerto Rican,
But if you
but
ask me, you know who I think should actually get that title shot? Who I think would be great as a champion? Thea Trinidad.
oh, Zelina Vega, yeah.
Oh, Selena Vega. I see.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Uh,
Vivian Vega, my bad. I know it's Thea Trinidad. I'm sorry.
yeah. No, it's cool. I mean, the thing about that is that she has to have some type of momentum, and I don't think the momentum for her being world champion is there yet.
No,
It's
it's not
not.
there yet.
Her put it like this: her focus is mainly on the LWO. The same thing with like Michin.
Hmm.
I don't see, just in my opinion, I don't see it right now. She don't get me wrong, she did a great showing, um, you know,
Backlash.
at Backlash, and she did really well. I mean, she lost. I mean, I don't know why they booked her to lose in her country. You know what I'm saying? But there's been many instances where we've seen some of our favorites lose in their own hometown, and I think even Charlotte's even been a victim of that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like they have to build somebody else that's a credible contender on Raw to be able to challenge for that title. Who don't know yet. But I think Raquel is definitely. I think Raquel, even if she loses, which more than likely she is going to lose, I think she'll definitely there'll be another back to back match. You know what I'm saying? Because they have some history from being in NXT,
Yes.
and one thing that I will say, because I know you mentioned about her character, I feel like she had more character in NXT. I
Hmm.
feel like they watered down her character a little bit. I feel like she was a good dominant champion, while she was on NXT,
Yeah,
and it
she
could
was.
work. It could work on the main roster, but it's just putting the seeds there. That's all it is. Putting the seeds there, build her character back.
I'd say the best thing would be for her maybe to go heel. Maybe to go heel. I mean, shoot,
Could
I could probably write something for her. I got a good idea of how she could get over
She needs to
as
go
a
back to
character.
Raquel Gonzalez. This Raquel Rodriguez is not working. I'm telling you guys.
yeah.
Now you know Vince ain't finna change that woman's name back to no Raquel Gonzalez. It's gonna take a lot for him to do that.
What? Listen,
Vince ain't
we
Vince
we
ain't
have
finna do
Riddle. hold on. We had Riddle, and it turns to Matt Riddle. We had Theory, and it went back to Austin Theory. Don't tell
Yeah, but
me
when
that.
look at look at the timeline when that happened though. When did that happen? When Vince
Oh,
was gone for that brief period of time.
Unless she's cool with being Raquel Rodriguez.
Gonzalez is okay. Gonzalez is a simple last name. It's not. It's not complicated. I don't understand.
Who knows? But no, I definitely get it because there's been a lot of people like you never thought that they get their first name back or their original name back. Like I mean, look at Ciampa. Ciampa was just Ciampa, and now he's
Hmm.
got his first name back. Dewdrop. That was probably the major one, and she went back to Piper Niven, which I was happy about because Dewdrop
Oh
just
my
sounds like a
God.
turd.
Straight mid, bro.
Just it sounds like a turd.
It
That's
does.
what it sounds like.
Hmm.
I'm glad she got Piper Niven back. That's what I knew her as when she was in Indies, Piper Niven. So I'm glad she got it back. So the next match we have is a singles match for the WWE United States Championship, and it's gonna be the defending champion Rey Mysterio against Austin Theory. Hitman, who you got for this?
Hmm. I want to say that as much as I'm not like really a big Austin Theory fan, I might have to go with Theory. I might have to go with Theory on this one. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I feel like there's going to be a rift in the LWO. Um, and maybe Santos might be the one that causes like, some way for Theory to win. I don't know. I feel like he's going to be some sort of a distraction. I don't know why, but I got to go with Theory.
Okay, Henny, how about you?
I feel like this U.S. title is feeling pointless. Um, if it's because Santo Escobar got injured at the wrong time, then it is what it is. But I'm gonna be with Hitman. I'm rolling with Theory. It's cool that Ray won the United States because he made history of him winning the belts in every decade that he wrestled. That's awesome. But look, I know Ray can still go in the shape that he's in, but it's like his time is almost up, and Theory's time is now. So no pun intended. But I'm rolling with A Town down, Mister All Day, Austin Theory, becoming like what 3-time United States champion, maybe
Yep.
2-time. I don't know,
3 time.
but 3-time. So I'm rolling with Mister All Day, Austin Theory.
This man said his time is up. His time is now. And it's funny because people have said Austin Theory looks like John Cena, but
I don't see it.
yeah,
Well, he
my
tried.
pick.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, man.
No. I was gonna say he looked up to John Cena.
Yeah, you know what? Before John Cena retires, I would like to see John Cena and Austin Theory team up. And
Mm,
if I had to choose somebody
No.
for John Cena to give that torch to, Austin Theory would be that guy.
I think he kind of did that at WrestleMania.
no, he's talking about tag
Um,
team. He's not talking about one. He's not talking
oh,
about one on one.
Yeah.
singles. I got you, but that's not going to work because I'll tell you why. Because Cena's not going to turn heel. If he was going to do that, he was going to do that years ago. And Austin Theory being a face is like Miz being a face. You can't make him a face. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't make him a face. You can't make Corbin a face. You can't. You just can't.
Miz could have been a face, but they just did it the wrong way.
No, he was too. No, he was. No, I don't think so.
Jeez. Miz is lucky because Miz, according to Miz, the guy that died the other day that was from Tough Enough. I forgot what his name was.
Matt
Um,
Capitelli or something.
Matt Capitelli. So apparently, creative were gonna make him and Matt Capitelli like the Rockers. like a version of the Rockers. So Miz got lucky. Not saying the Rockers is a bad tag team, but that's saying a lot if you're gonna try to make a tag team like the Rockers, like recreate a tag team of the Rockers.
Yeah, just some things, you know what I'm saying, you can't bring back. And I feel like there's certain teams that could fit certain, certain people could fit certain teams, like the Rockers were Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. And then when we try to go into the mid '90s and do the whole new generation thing and try to make Al Snow or Leaf Cassidy back then, part of the new Rockers, it was like, oh, I just went to crap.
So
It wasn't the same.
I'm gonna digress a bit and say that I don't know how far your memory goes back to wrestling, but do you remember the Oriental Express?
The
I
who?
do.
Do you remember Kato, the masked one?
Yes.
So that
Yes.
was Paul Diamond, the second Comic Kid Max Moon.
Yes.
We had him on our show 4 years ago, our first season. He mentioned that him and Marty were supposed to form the Rockers, but he said that Marty had his own personal thing going on, so it never happened. That was supposed to happen like 92, 93. Yeah.
Glad it didn't.
So I would have been glad because Paul Diamond has history with Shawn Michaels and Marginetti. Like he feuded with them in a tag team when they were in separate tag teams. He actually Shawn Michaels had a one-off match in 1999. Like when he got injured back in '98, and he took that
Right.
whole break. He wrestled one time in 1999 at his Texas Wrestling Academy school, and it was against Paul Diamond, and that was a pretty good match. So it would have worked. It would have worked. But that whole New Rockers thing, yeah, I like to forget about that. And no, oh yeah, note to those you watching out there, if you're gonna call somebody with a Marginetti, you could be calling yourself the Leaf Cassidy. So just give you a heads up right there. That's worse than being Marginetti. To be Leaf Cassidy, not Al Snow. Al Snow is cool, but yeah, nobody really talks about Leaf Cassidy for a reason. Um, I'm gonna go with Austin Theory for this. Rey Mysterio doesn't really need the U.S. title reign. I mean, yeah, it's cool that you got it, but I'm gonna go with Austin Theory for this one.
Absolutely. Once Austin Theory gets the title, who he's keeping that title warm for. We all know whose belt that is. L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! That's gonna be a hot feud, and he's
It
going.
ain't to.
So he might not kill Miz in a promo battle. Let's be honest. The only person that can kill Miz in a promo battle is MJF in AEW. That's probably not gonna happen just now. But LA Knight in a promo battle with Austin Theory, yeah, I could see that. That would be
Yeah,
a great match.
definitely.
That's a great feud. Yeah. But I'm with Austin Theory on this one. And speaking of LA Knight, he is part of the next match. You have LA Knight versus The Miz. Um, Hitman, who you got for this one?
Come on now. Come on. We all know whose game is it. It's L.A. Knight's game. Yeah. Gotta go with L.A. Gotta go with L.A. Knight.
Wow, that's. I could definitely see LA Knight winning this one. Henny, how about you?
Who game is it? Will everybody say it? L.A. Knight. Yeah. This is not gonna hurt the Miz at all. Um, I feel like this is gonna help L.A. Knight more than the Miz. Um, I know a lot of people wanted him in a United States title picture, but I feel like looking at it now, I feel like it's a little bit too early for him. Because if you give him the title with the momentum that he has, and we know the fans that we have these days are a bunch of fickles, they're gonna turn and be like, oh, he's bored. We don't want him on TV anymore. We don't want to kill a momentum like that. I would rather have him gradually work to the point where it's like, all right, this guy is undeniable. he's a championship. He's a superstar. It's written all over him. So him feuding with the Miz right now, I think for me, if they do this properly, it's the best thing that could happen for LA Knight, especially that he's facing a 2-time Grand Slam champion. So again, this is not going to hurt the Miz. The Miz has done it all in WWE. This is not going to hinder anything at all as far as his career goes in WWE. So I'm rolling with L.A. Knight, or also known as Eli Drake. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with LA Knight as well too. I don't see him losing this, man. But the thing is, you gotta be honest. Time is not on his side. The man is like 40 going on 41. So if they're gonna push him, they might want to do it now, like ASAP. No Rocky.
True. But at the same time, just like Andy was saying, and that could probably be why they kept him away from the title picture, because they want, his reign to be well deserved. On top of that, with Miz, just a fun fact, Miz has only won one match out of 33 matches this year.
Really?
So yeah, so he's lost a lot of matches. So him winning, against LA Knight would kind of put a real big damper on LA Knight, being the fact that he's lost so many times. It's like for him to be LA Knight, then that's when his momentum will really be killed. But yeah, I think LA Knight is going to get the title. It's just a matter of when and where.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Bobby, you're going with LA Knight. And you're saying Jericho will beat Miz in a promo battle. I don't know about that one. I'd have to see. It's kind of hard to call because Jericho's a funny dude as well too, and Miz could be like I said, Miz is crazy on the mic. All right. So the next and final match we have, the main event of Payback. We're going to be having it's a match for the singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be the defending champion, the visionary, the revolutionary, Seth freaking Rollins, going up against Shinsuke. Lil Uzi Vert did a cool remix to my theme song, Nakamura. Hitman, who you got for this one?
I want Nakamura to win so bad because I feel like they really took a crap on him for so long. However, I don't see him winning this time around. I could see there being potential like down the line, but no. And I think with the whole gimmick that they got going on with him, with Seth having the back injury and stuff like that, maybe him winning would probably push him, you know what I'm saying, or make him look like an even stronger wrestler than he already is. I mean, he was once known as CrossFit Jesus, so I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins.
Oh, he froze.
Yeah, definitely froze. All right, I'm taking over. I'm the host now.
No, mind. He's back.
Did I freeze or did you guys freeze?
You froze.
I think you froze.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it happens. All right. So, hey, who'd you go with?
I'm gonna make a.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, so you were able to hear my who I gave, why I gave the reason,
No, I didn't
right?
hear it. What you said something about Seth Rollins' back?
Okay. So what I was saying was that, as much as I want Nakamura to win because he's been crapped on for so many years, I feel like he should have won at WrestleMania 34 and beat AJ, but that's just my opinion. Especially since he won the Royal Rumble, man. It's like they should have gave it to him. Anyway, even though I want Nakamura to win so bad, I feel like they're going to use the gimmick with him, which isn't a gimmick. He's been having back issues, into a stronger wrestler. Maybe almost kind of sort of like what they did with Cody when he had that, the pectoral muscle torn out at Hell in a Cell last year. I think they're going to use that and have him win, and then maybe the next go around, he probably might lose because there's going to be a lot more wear and tear. And I feel like if when Seth Rollins wins, I feel like Nakamura is going to get angry. He's going to damage his back and put more strain on his back than there's already there. So I'm going to go with Seth Rollins for the win.
Okay. Henny, who you going with?
I'm gonna go the opposite of Hitman. If the back injury is really that bad to the point where he has to get surgery and reconstruct that back, I'm rolling with Shinsuke Nakamura. I think, listen, Seth has been a phenomenal champion as far as being the world heavyweight champion. Dude has done a phenomenal job. He did a pretty good job for these marks that is like a bunch of Roman haters because they can't stand him holding a belt for so long. But he did a phenomenal job. I'm glad he's getting the flowers that he deserves because he should have got those flowers in 2021 with all those banger matches that he had with Edge and other opponents. But if Seth Rollins' back is really that bad, I'm rolling with Shinsuke Nakamura. I think it is due for this man to win a world championship in WWE. He won multiple times in New Japan, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. I think it's time for him. Oh no, and then he won the NXT title. I think it was 2 times. I think it's time for him to become world champion in WWE. It's long overdue. I think it's time. I would agree with Hitman. They could push it to the next pay-per-view, which I don't know, it could be Survivor Series or whatever pay-per-view they come into mind for October. But if the injury is that bad, I'm rolling with Shinsuke on this one.
Okay, so question: has Shinsuke Nakamura, since Roman Reigns became the tribal chief and had this, historical reign? My memory is not too good. Has he fought Roman Reigns? I don't think he has, right?
No, not.
I think he was supposed to, but I don't know what happened.
So I would probably go. Let's see. Oh man, I like the fact that they have Seth Rollins hold his title, even though he fought Roman, but he didn't beat Roman by pinfall. He beat Roman by DQ. I like the fact they put the belt on him because I was always worried that this belt would be the consolation belt, the participation prize belt, and I'm glad that Rollins has it. I think Rollins. I'm gonna go with Rollins because I think Rollins is gonna pull it off. He's gonna find some way, but he's gonna be badly banged up. That's who I'm going with. But if they do decide to go with Shinsuke, I'm all for it because let's be honest, and there's never really been a Japanese. I mean, unless you want to count Yokozuna, whose character was Japanese, but he was actually Samoan. It's time for a Japanese champion. It's time for something different, and I think that difference would be great. Would be great if it was Shinsuke Nakamura. But I got a feeling Seth Rollins is gonna pull it off, so I'm gonna go Rollins in this one. So that's the whole card. Um, you do have a point, Bobby. His English isn't the best, but that's why he needs a manager. Put a manager with him, and he should be fine.
But you could say that, but there's plenty of people that speak English and can't talk correctly, and they need a mouthpiece. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Omos. He needs a mouthpiece. Obviously, he speaks English. There's plenty of other people that what I'm saying. I feel like for some people, what I'm saying, their ring work should be just as good, or good enough to get them over. and people like him, and even to a certain degree Ricochet. You know what I'm saying? They do deserve their flowers and their recognition. And they do deserve other belts and stuff like that. But definitely Shinsuke. I feel like Shinsuke is long overdue for winning the world title. He's won just about every single belt, on the main roster, except for maybe the Raw tag titles. But he's won, the Intercontinental, U.S., SmackDown. Give him the belts. Give him the belts.
Yeah,
Stop playing.
I'd be good. I'd be all for that too. Something different and whatnot. Yeah. So that was the whole card we just went through. So, do y'all have any final predictions for back? Anything that might happen? Any alliances that might form? Any alliances that might break up? Returns? Any of that sort?
I don't think so.
Yeah. The only return that I could see possibly happening is maybe Lita interfering and making sure that she neutralizes Zoe Stark. But even that's kind of doubtful. Again, this is a B show pay-per-view. There's not really, I don't really expect much. But then again, just like he said, those ones that you don't expect anything from, those are the ones that probably be like some of the best ones. And which I hope it works out that way. But as far as alliances go, I don't think anything serious is going to happen. But we'll see.
Okay. You think Bobby? You think Cody will be the one to beat Rollins? Yeah, but I don't think that would make any sense. I just don't. But who knows? Um, and by the way, Bobby, kudos to you still not being a Cody Rhodes fan. We've had this debate for like a decade and a half, and you're still sticking to your guns. So I tip my hat off to you for that. You staying true to yourself. Um, what will happen during this card? I'm gonna go with you and say it might be Lita. Lita might make a return. Um, if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win this match, we're gonna see a further split with the Judgment Day. Maybe a shoving match between Damian Priest and Finn Balor, and you know, JD McDonough getting involved, and him getting shoved down again, and then Finn Balor taking offense to that because that's his student, and yeah, stuff might pop off. That's the only thing I can think of right now. But other than that, that's it. That's all I got. And Bobby, you're saying no big surprise. I think. Yeah, it's it's payback. The next big surprise is probably going to be the pay-per-view
Survivor
before
Series.
Survivor Series. It's going to be that. But with that being said, that's the end of our prediction show. Um, for those of you that actually have your own predictions, feel free to leave the comments in the comment section below, and we're gonna try to get some polls up for on Twitter for payback, so you can see who you think is gonna win and who's gonna lose and whatnot. And one more thing, so just to let y'all know, for those of you watching that are actually in New York, um, the five boroughs that is, the Jobberteers podcast, they'll be having a watch party. As a matter of fact, I think they'll be having two watch parties this weekend, starting tomorrow. Well, starting to it's already Saturday here, but starting today, it'll be at like 7 o'clock p.m. at Legends Bar in New York City. It's going to be on 33rd Street, no 33rd Street between 5th and 6th Avenue, Legends Bar. They're going to be having a watch party for WWE Payback, and then the following day they're going to be having one for AEW All Out as well. So if you want to come on by, and enjoy some food, enjoy some drinks, and enjoy some pro wrestling with fellow pro wrestling fans, that's the spot to be in New York City, right there. And Anthony's Mayhem, thanks for joining us. And that's pretty much it. So this weekend, wrestling, we wrestling fans, we're pretty much having a good weekend because we're getting one show on Saturday, WWE Payback, and we're getting AEW All Out on Sunday. So let's not complain, man. Let's just sit down and enjoy this week of wrestling, this weekend of wrestling. Because I can tell y'all right now, I started watching in 1990. When I started watching in 1990, we were this fortunate. We had wrestling on Saturday, wrestling on Sunday, and that was it. You paid for the pay-per-views. You did. There was no bar, at least to my knowledge. I mean, I was what 7 or 6 back then, where I could actually go and watch a pay-per-view. So be happy, be grateful, be content, and just watch wrestling. Wrestling is meant to be enjoyed, not to be constructed. But with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. First off, Hitman Henny, thank you very much for taking time out of your schedules to be on this show. We really appreciate it. Myself, Rob Bass, and Kathy Knight. Before we shut it down, where can fans find you on social media where they want to talk wrestling and whatnot?
You want to find out, you want to talk about wrestling, debate with me, talk about how Bret Hart is the greatest wrestler of all time. You can follow me on Instagram at Mike.amazing on Facebook. I go by my real name, which is Mike Quinones. That's Quinones. Inbox me, tell me how great Bret is.
Awesome. Henny, how about you, man?
All right, guys. You guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and on YouTube.
Awesome. Y'all make sure y'all follow both these men. They're pretty amazing, especially Henny, man. Y'all gotta check out this guy's post. I'm telling you, this man is hella funny. Like the stuff, like you'll see a wrestler get super kicked, and then he'll switch to like bull trains, and then you hear, and then they'll be dancing to like Men in Black song or whatever. You trust me, you gotta check it out. You will not be bored. You will be laughing, your tail off. But if you want to find me on social media, not that I say a lot of cool things, but I do go to a couple of cool places every now and then. I might be going to Miami this month, or maybe North Carolina. I don't know, whichever one. You can definitely find me on Twitter or X as it's now called, and Instagram at the Remy Blue. You can also find me on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue as well. And our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter, Twitter X, Instagram, and Threads at Ringside Society. We're on Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. We're also on Spotify, and we're also on Teespring, where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have T-shirts, tank tops, we have hoodies, sweatshirts. We even have coffee mugs for your favorite warm beverage. So definitely check out our store, cop some merchandise. All proceeds go back into keeping our show afloat. And last but not least, we're also on YouTube where we have cool interviews like this one. Well, not interviews, but cool episodes like this one. And we also have a lot of cool interviews as well too. All you gotta do is go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society, and once you see that really gorgeous dark blue and light blue yin yang sound with the blue films around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. But with that being said, we just want to thank you for tuning in live tonight. Thank you very much. We really and truly appreciate y'all's support. We strive on being one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan could, should, and would listen to. To those y'all that are going to listen later on, you get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away. Well, like myself at the Golden Corral, we're not going anywhere for a while. With that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we're very well, and we're to everybody and their grandparents and the parents of a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag, we are not the same. So with that being said, I'm going to say it one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for WWE Payback. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, and we'll be back next week with another impressive guest on another impressive episode. But until then, we just want y'all to do 4 favors for us. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.